Hey, it's Cal, and this is Today in Niche.
Quick setup if you're new here. What you're watching is a tool I built called Niche. I give it a beat, and instead of scraping trending topics, it reads the actual primary sources, the filings, the news, the forums where this world argues, and hands me back the real stories worth posting about. Each one sourced, fact checked, and dated. I run my own beat on it live every morning, so let's see what is surfaced today. So it looks like we got about 80 sources, clustered them into 7 stories in a couple of minutes. So that is what you're watching me do. You're watching me actually work through it live. Let me show you what has surfaced. The root event of all this is in mid-June 2026, a couple weeks ago, the Commerce Department issued an export control directive that required Anthropic to block foreign national access to Fable 5 and Mythos 5, those level models, because Anthropic could not reliably separate foreign nationals from US users inside of a public API. They did the only thing that compliance allowed, right? They pulled both models globally, every user on Earth offline simultaneously. The reported rationale was dual use cyber capability and jailbreak risk, specifically the concern that these models could automate exploitation of vulnerabilities at a scale that crossed the national security threshold. That is not a vague worry. That is the government putting a named concern into a formal directive. Now, I think it's an entirely different show if you believe or don't believe in the actual risk that exists there, or the fact whether or not it was actually a jailbreak or just the model doing model things. We won't get into that one in this episode. But the international fallout was immediate and sharp. Europe and Asia were not warned, partners were surprised, and the episode cracked open a debate that had been theoretical until now, like who actually controls access to the frontier AI? And what does it mean for any country that doesn't build its own? The suspension handed every AI sovereignty argument its clearest real world example yet. And that conversation is not going to go away when the models come back online, which, please God, let it be soon. Now, here's where it gets murky. And this is the story I keep watching. Anthropic's managing director of international, Chris Ciauri, said the company is very confident that in the coming days, the models will be available again. That is a real signal, but other reporting is blunt. No, Claude Fable is not back. And as of June 21st, that's today, both models remain offline for every user on Earth. Meanwhile, users on Android are reporting Fable resurfacing in the app, which looks like a return, but is almost certainly what people are calling a phantom availability, an app surface ghost while the API and default sessions stay dark. And buried in the coverage is one more detail that changes everything. A limited group of organizations, of course, they still have access to Mythos even during the suspension. The story that I would write today is the access tier map. Who kept access? What qualifies as an organization to be in that access group? And what operators need to do before the restoration window opens so they aren't scrambling to rebuild trust with their own users after these outages. And that's it for today. Everything I just walked through, niche pulled and sourced live. And you can run it on your own beat. It's free to start, 2,000 credits, no credit card needed. And if a run misses, you don't even pay for it. The link's in the description. I'll see you tomorrow.